What's up, everybody? It's Big Kiqo here. Today we doing some UFC 327 predictions. To start off the main card, we got Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Freire. They fought one time before, back in 2023. Is one of Bruno's first UFC fights, if not his first. And he knocked out RoboCop, which was very surprising at the time because, like I said, Bruno was making his debut and RoboCop was winning a few fights leading up to this point and looked good, and just got knocked out like that in the second round. And I think, if I remember correctly, Bruno was winning the fight before that anyway. But now we got it 3 years later, once they've both got some more fights under their belts. I think it'll go different this time, though. I think Gregory Rodriguez will win this time. He was marching forward a lot in their last fight, and he does that a lot anyway, but he like toned it back a little bit after the Jared Cannonier fight, because you could tell that he was marching forward a lot in that, and he gassed himself out, and it ended up getting finished after hurting Jared pretty bad. So I think he'll switch it up this time. He won't be so pressure heavy this time. I think he'll still land some big shots and everything, but I don't think he's going to march forward as much as he normally does. Could be wrong, but I don't think he's going to. I think this time we'll end up going to decision. Probably, I'm going to say a 29-28 decision for RoboCop. I hope it's a good fight, though. I like RoboCop. I haven't seen Bruno fight a lot. I've seen the first RoboCop fight. I just seen the Vittori fight not that long ago, and there was one other fight I remember looking at before this video that I seen. But not too much seen from him. I've liked what I've seen from RoboCop. I think, like I said, I think it'll be a good fight nonetheless. But the second fight we got on this card is Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. This is probably going to end up being fight of the night, if I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. Drew Dober is always going there trying to get the finish. Michael Johnson, he has a lot of finishes. He's beaten a lot of people that are known in the UFC, like Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier, countless others. Michael Johnson, he's on a 3-fight winning streak right now. Drew Dober, he won his last fight. They both produced fireworks. They said in the press conference that they're expecting to have a banger fight, and that's what they want to give the fans. I think they'll end up having a banger fight, like they said. It's probably going to end up in a KO for somebody, I imagine. If it doesn't, I'd be kind of surprised, not going to lie. But for this fight, I think I'm going to go with Drew Dober for the KO. Alright guys, my fault. My video cut off for whatever reason, but like I said, I got Drew Dober for the KO. I'm going to go round 2 just to be safe. But next up, we got Raul versus Jr. versus Rob Font. This was originally scheduled for UFC Noche back in September, but Rosas had to pull out for whatever reason it is. So now they're trying to do it tonight. So, boom, we got a grappler versus a striker. Rosas hasn't fought anybody like super good, I guess. Like, all the people he's fought have been like lower level competition. So this is a massive step up in competition for Rosas Jr. And he's my age. I'm the same age as Rosas. So he's 21. He's going into a big fight on a big show. He's the featured fight too. So his grappling could pose some problems for Font. He's not like the best grappler, but I think with his experience, he might be able to get taken down a couple of times, but I think he's going to get back up and eventually turn it around. I think Rob Font is going to win by decision. I think he's going to win 2 out of the 3 rounds, to be honest with you. Rosas could win the first round just off early grappling exchanges. That's if he decides to go that route. He might try to strike with Rob Font, which could be a bad idea. He might try to go for that at first, but then switch to the grappling heavy game plan. I think he might try to strike with him, but I don't think if he does, it's not really a good idea. Rosas, from what I can remember, his striking isn't terrible, but it's not the greatest either. So Rob Font, he's a pretty decent striker. So if he goes and does striking with him, I don't think it's going to go very well for Rosas Jr. Like I said, I think Rob Font is going to win this fight, unanimous decision. It'd be cool if Rosas won, just because, you know, he's my age, and it'd be cool to see him go through the rankings and stuff, but I'm not really too sure about him winning. I know Rob's a little washed now, but I think he still has the edge to get this win. But next up for the co-main event, we got Kyle Baralio. I always get that wrong, so I hope that's right. Versus Renier de Ridder. De Ridder kind of quit in his last fight. I say kind of. He basically did quit in his last fight against Brendan Allen. I thought De Ridder was going to win that fight going into it. We get into the fight. It did not go at all how I thought it would. Allen just demolished De Ridder and made him quit before the 5th round, I believe it was. And Baralio just fought Imavov in a decently close fight. I mean, it wasn't like super close, but Baralio held his own. Imavov obviously won the fight. But he looked decent in that fight. His striking's pretty good. He's one of the fighting nerds. I like the fighting nerds. A lot of people do. But De Ridder, he has some decent striking, and he's more of a grappler. Kyle's more of a striker, but I'm sure he can grapple because of training with the fighting nerds and stuff. But I think Baralio's going to win this fight. After seeing how De Ridder looked last time out, I think he's going to try to... I don't know. I think he's just going to try to pressure him heavy to get him to gas out again. And... yeah, that's what I think Kyle's plan is. I haven't seen much of either one of these guys, to be completely honest with you. Like, I didn't even know Kyle even really existed until last year. I seen him fight like twice, maybe. De Ridder, I saw him fight Bo Nickel, Kevin Holland, and the Brendan Allen fight. Kevin Holland was the first time I seen him. I was upset just because I like Kevin Holland. De Ridder beat him. Bo Nickel, that was fun because he kneed him in the body over and over again until he quit. And then he quit against Brendan. Oh, I saw his fight against Robert Whittaker too. Kind of forgot about that. I think Robert Whittaker won that fight, but that's not what the topic of the video is. So, like I said, I'm going to go with Kyle winning a decision. And for the main event, we got Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway. And this one I'm so torn on because these are two of my favorites right now and of all time. Charles had that insane lightweight run going into becoming champion, defending the belt against Poirier. I say it's a defense against Gaethje. I don't give a fuck. He defended that belt against Gaethje. That scale was off for multiple people. So I don't care. You can argue all you want. But he beat Gaethje, so in my head he got 2 title defenses, and then he fought Islam and then lost, unfortunately. At the time, I didn't really like Islam that much, but I like him a lot more. I think I also didn't like him that much because he beat Charles, and Charles is my favorite. So, and then Max, he was a featherweight champion. He beat Aldo to become the champion, defended it a few times against people like Brian Ortega. Lost the belt to Volk, their first fight. The second fight, I thought Max won, but Volk won decision. Then Volk clearly won the third fight. And since Max Holloway's been on like a redemption, he's beat a few people like Yair, Arnold Allen, and then he's won the BMF title in that fight against Justin Gaethje. That was incredible. Like that knockout we all still talk about all the time. Won the BMF title in that, defeated Poirier again last year, or for the first time last year. So yeah, they're both going into this fight with heavy wins. Well, Charles won his last fight. He lost against Poirier, unfortunately. But you know what? It is what it is. But I think this will be a very good fight. They fought once before, ended by injury from Charles. I think this time it'll be... I think Charles is going to win this time. Charles, he gets counted out a lot. At first, I was going with Max to win, but I'm going to go with Charles to win. I think Charles is going to find a way to weather the storm and beat Max because he always starts off a little slow. He gets hurt. And then when he gets hurt, it just activates something in dude's brain and he just goes crazy. And I think that's going to be the case tonight. Like I said, I'm torn, so I really like these two people, so I don't really want either one of them to lose. But I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira by submission. I'm going to go third round just because, you know, they both have good pacing and cardio. So I mean, there's always a chance it could happen earlier than that, but I feel like it's going to happen later in the fight if it were a submission. This fight could easily go to the decision, too. Like, they could easily go to the decision, but like I said, I'm going to go with Charles with a third round submission. I really hope it's going to be a good fight. And like I said, I'm going to be upset with whoever loses just because I like both, but you know what? As long as it's a good fight, I guess that's all that matters. But those were my predictions for UFC 327. Hopefully I'm not completely fucking wrong, but I'm not usually the best with this prediction stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm all right. I'm like 50-50. So those are my predictions. Let me know what y'all thought down in the comments. Who you think's gonna win? Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.